Damn, this
But this is what I feel like it's a bigger picture, right? I feel like it's a bigger picture, right?
Okay.
So I feel like one of the biggest lessons we can learn, because you know people throw around this whole freedom of speech. Oh, it's freedom of speech, freedom of speech. It's true. It's freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
You can say what the fuck you want to say.
Yeah, you have a mouth.
But that does not mean there won't be consequences. Like freedom of speech doesn't mean go around being reckless. Like, and you know, I don't like, even if somebody was a Christian, I don't expect them to be perfect still. But I don't expect you to purposely be going around. You know what I'm saying? I expect you to really be serious about being a Christian and being kind and, you know, telling the truth, but not being reckless. You feel what I'm saying? And so I wanted to go to a few scriptures that talk about the power of the tongue, because this is what people don't want to talk about or focus on. And I feel like this is major. This is major, bro. Be considerate. Have some decency. You feel what I'm saying? Because God has spoken in these scriptures for the ones who, you know, believe in the scripture and that fought with that, right? Yeah. So Proverbs 18:21 says, the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. And they went to say this verse highlights that our words can either bring good or bad outcomes into our lives. Yeah. That's major, bro. Like that's ABC in Proverbs. Too. That's like ABC, bro. Like, and then people want to be like, he was a Christian and he did, like.
Let's be real now. I don't want to hide behind
and like I said, I ain't trying to say like I still expect you to be perfect, but there's certain things I expect you to know better though. Like basic
just
shit.
As an adult.
Just as an adult. You ain't got to be no Christian.
Nothing.
Just as an adult, like, a decent human being, right?
Decent human, like you gotta be wise out here.
You gotta be wise. James chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. The tongue is a small part of the body, but it boasts of great things. The tongue is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole person, sets the whole course of his life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. This passage illustrates the destructive potential of an uncontrolled tongue. Just can't be out here being reckless. This is not what freedom of speech means. Like, I just feel like people just...
For real.
People capping that people really believe freedom of speech mean you can spew these things without consequence.
Ain't no consequence gonna happen. Nothing.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Okay. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. This verse provides guidance on using words constructively to promote grace and building up others. Matthew chapter 12, verse 36 and 37. But I tell you that men will have to give account on the day of judgment for every careless word they have spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. This verse speaks to the accountability we will face for the words we utter. And you know, I love dialogue, right? And you know, I would love to see the world in a better place. You feel what I'm saying? I would love to see the world in a better place. You feel me? So the fact it's just so much. I'm just appalled sometimes at people. Like that's why I'm just sometimes at a loss for words. I just like this. Are people playing, or is this how you? This what you really believe?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
it's just appalling.
I think honestly too that what I've come to learn through my life experience that the people are ruled and controlled through fear and ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance first, and fear is a byproduct of ignorance. Again, if one don't know, ignorance doesn't mean you stupid. It just means a lack of knowledge. People don't know.
People will be destroyed
for a lack of knowledge. Because you don't know, you now have reason to be afraid. Because when you know, let me know when you know, like if you know something going on, let's say you in your house, and you like, man, you see somebody pull up, there's some niggas out there or some people out there hiding with weapons, they finna come. You ain't gotta be, you see them come, you like, okay, you get prepared. But if you don't know, you just chilling, they go, pull they fuckers the door, you like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like you get caught by the elements of pride, you scared. Like when you know, you have no reason to have fear. You have fear because you don't know, you unsure, you have beliefs. And this is the difference between
Belief
believing
and
and knowing.
knowing.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have now you're afraid, so you're getting controlled by
Because you have
fear.
doubt. Believe means there's some doubt.
There's some doubt. You know
Like
what
when
I'm
people
saying?
say, I believe in God.
Yeah, you have some
Well,
doubt.
I believe there's a God, but
You don't really know.
I believe in God, but it's some doubt.
Yeah, you don't. You
So
don't.
let's tackle that and let's get into the doubt.
Yeah, it's just that's what it is. It's a belief. So it's like they say in court. They say you got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. They say you have to go beyond that, a reasonable doubt, prove beyond a doubt. You know, so you got to be like, damn, but nah, they did it. They did. I was thinking, but I thought I heard this shit. Like, yeah, it add up. I mean, I ain't got no more doubt in my mind. That'd be guilty. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, if you have a doubt, they be like, y'all unsure. Like, we don't know. Hung jury, we got to do it over because you unsure. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and another thing I observed, or in my opinion, I feel like a lot of people don't take God seriously, especially in that scripture. You read that scripture, all people wanna really focus on is, God is love and kindness and forgiveness and this and that. They don't focus on his wrath and what makes him angry and what he hates.
It's judgment for everything, to everything in life, and that, like that whole statement, "What goes around comes around." if that's true by just simple logic, fuck all the theories, fuck all of the belief system. If that's true, you're basically saying that there is some type of righteous force governing our life. Exactly. So it's saying you're going to equally get out what you equally put out in the name, so it can be fair. Because we can't lean on stuff like that. What do we have to lean on in life? We can't control other humans. So if that's true, like man, what goes around comes around. That means there's a righteous judge. There's a force. It's a righteous judge, right? There's a force. There's a righteous judge that's equally partitioning out what people are giving out. You getting back. So because of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, judgment is real. You can't stay on one side. Oh, they just stay with this and stay like you said. Oh, the Lord love me, pretty, he loves everybody.
Everybody think it's butterflies and rainbows all the time when it comes to God.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that shit is an illusion. That shit is fake. That's a construct. That's a constructed thought process. That's a constructed ideology. That shit is not real. That's why a lot of people really, I'm gonna tell you, that's why a lot of people already fought with that God shit. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because people just say a lot of time because you was groomed and you have this thing. But taught. People don't really even know what that even means. They just say like, God, you're looking down. It's like, okay, you can have your beliefs. That's cool. I'm not judging you for that. You have the right to believe whatever you want. That's your, like you were saying earlier, you can say your opinion. That's you're a human. You're an adult. But just know that just because you believe it doesn't necessarily make it true. And a lot of this shit is under the narrative of God. On the back of the dollar bill and on the coins, it say, "In God we trust." And look at this shit. Look at this whole beast shit. This shit, this country, Bible I talk about the U.S. In God we trust. Look at that track record. When you look at the real history and you start to really look into knowledge and do the work and the knowledge, there's a difference between Eastern Christianity and Western Christianity.
Big difference.
Not to go too far into the shit. Yeah. Western Christianity derived from Roman Catholicism. Look at all the traditions, all the names, all the systems. Except from, if you study Greco-Roman culture, you will see it. I ain't gonna just go do your homework. Right. So now you following under some shit you really don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at
people will be destroyed for lack of knowledge.
You know what I'm saying? Because real Eastern Christianity started in Ethiopia.
No idea.
You know what I'm saying? It started in Ethiopia. That's original Christianity. That's the first, they say on record, Christianized nation. This is black, man. Ethiopia ain't never been colonized by nobody. Because you can't say that, oh, the white man gave them that. Nah, that's inside shit. You know what I'm saying? Even documenting the Bible about Philip baptizing the Ethiopian eunuch. You know what I'm saying? Which took that back to the Queen Candace. You look at the Candace Queen. You know what I'm saying? So it's real history and real knowledge on this. But what we call today tradition, the West and this Western Christianity, this ideology, if you look at the root of it, it's nothing factualized. It's a belief system. Again, you have that right. I can't judge you for your belief. Who am I? I'm just one person. We all the same. You know what I'm saying? We all the same under the sun. But When you deal with it, it's no power in that shit. And you walk around trying to justify your actions, saying some God shit. You insulting people, chewing people, putting them down, putting people in the idea. Trump said all the shithole countries. Like people, he walk around telling you this, you that. He like a lot. He be all this fake
Be
ass data.
playing.
Oh, people just saying all this data shit. Oh, 12% of this and that. I don't want to hear all that data shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you can control the results of your studies by the variables you put in that shit.
Exactly.
It's really about your agenda. Let me know your agenda, and your
Exactly.
data is going to support your agenda. Everybody has an
Exactly.
agenda, and that's cool too.